So Hayley tells me her mum's up for parole.
Yeah,
So what's going to happen next?
she goes back to Tina.
Well, I sort of thought, she was going so well with you.
Well, you thought wrong.
Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
She wants to go and live with her mum and her brother. Can't force her to stay.
How long you got?
Till the end of the week.
Vico said to Mount Thomas 258. Yours is a report of an assault at the Mount Thomas High School. Ambos are on the way.
Have we got a name of the assault victim?
Negative 258.
Mount Thomas 258 to VKC. We're on our way. Over.
It's not going to be her.
Take the next left. It's faster.
Hayley? Tess? You okay?
Shannon's cut herself. Luckily, it's not too serious.
Do you know how this happened?
Some kind of argument.
Between whom?
The school will deal with it now.
I'm sorry, Susan. We're going to need to speak to all the children involved.
Shannon? Shannon, are you all right?
Mum! I'm glad you're here, Mrs. Hopper. Shannon's going to need to see a doctor.
Can you explain to me how this happened?
We haven't had a chance to speak to the children yet.
I've already spoken to Jamie and he says...
Jamie Ricks attacked my daughter.
He didn't attack her, it was an accident.
It certainly doesn't look like an accident to me.
If we just all remain calm, I'm sure we'll work it out.
Sergeant Gallagher, you're the one who's fostering Hayley, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're happy that Hayley's spending so much time with Jamie Ricks?
Do I know you?
Oh, Glynis Hopper, I'm on the school board. And there's something I'd like you to see. Read this, Sergeant. For God's sake. Shannon has told me all about your so-called creative writing class. Listen.
I hardly think this is appropriate.
Sometimes he was so full of hate, sometimes he wanted to hit his friend until his friend was nothing. Just blackness. Just blood.
It's just a story, Mrs. Hopper.
It's a story by Jamie Ricks, who I would suggest is a very disturbed child. He's attacked my daughter and he could snap again at any time. What exactly are you going to do about this?
Susan, are you all right?
Of course I am. I don't know why the police were called in the first place.
Well, there'd been a very serious assault by the sound of it.
It's all been a stupid misunderstanding. We'll get it all sorted out eventually, won't we, Jamie?
Parrish, would you like to show them through the interview room?
Susan?
So you haven't been able to locate the parents?
We've left messages at Blake's bakehouse where the dad works, and according to Susan, the mother died 2 years ago.
What does Shannon Hopper have to say for herself?
She interrupted Jamie, smashing a display case. He pushed her over and stabbed her with a shard of glass.
Why did he smash the case?
Susan had put some of the kids' stories on display and Jamie wanted his back.
He didn't want the others seeing it.
It's pretty dark, gruesome stuff.
Oh, kids write that sort of stuff all the time. The world's cruel, I hate you all.
All right, try this on for size. The worst times are when the hate's like acid inside him. It cuts everything away and he wants to hurt someone to stop the voices.
What's Susan doing putting stuff like that on display?
She reckons the kid's a genius.
Mate, when I was a kid, we had to write about what we did in our summer holidays.
Yeah, you know what they say about the quiet ones.
I don't think we should be joking about this. Constable Jones? Jamie, can you tell us what happened with Shannon this afternoon?
She said that you stabbed her with a piece of glass, is that right?
You could be in a lot of trouble.
I didn't hurt her.
Then tell us what happened.
Well, I didn't really want Miss Croydon to put my story out for everyone to read, so I tried to open the glass door, but it was locked.
And then Shannon turned up?
She started pushing me round and I fell against the door and it smashed.
What did you do then?
Well, I wanted to run away, but she wouldn't let me. She kept saying I was in big trouble and then... I don't know.
You don't remember?
I pushed her. She fell over.
And that's how she hurt herself?
That doesn't match up with what Shannon says.
No. You don't seem to have any cuts on your arms there, mate.
You think I'm lying? You can't beat me.
Hey, calm down.
Jamie, we just want to hear what you've got to say.
People like you never listen.
He's right on the edge.
Well, it's not surprising. He's only been at the school for a few weeks and already the other kids are ganging up on him.
Including Mrs. Hopper's daughter.
Including Shannon.
All the more reason for him to snap and attack her.
I think the story's a bit more complicated than that.
Do any of the other teachers have problems with him?
None of the teachers are having problems with him.
I've been reading this story that he wrote. It's pretty disturbing.
And you think that proves that he's violent? Boys his age are into that sort of stuff. Aliens tearing people to bits, you know, ghosts torturing people. It's all just fantasy.
This is a bit different.
Yes, it is. He's talented.
Does he have many friends at the school?
Hayley's the only one, as far as I know.
She's not that close to him.
You'd be surprised. She seems to have taken him under her wing. She's good like that, isn't she?
Sarge, we've got onto Mr. Riggs.
Okay, let's get Jamie home. We're not going to get anywhere with him today.
Why don't I come with you? I could use the fresh air.
I am not having my son facing a charge because of some cotton ball story.
We will be talking to Shannon Hopper again.
You don't know what stuff like this does to a kid like Jamie.
Has Jamie been charged with other offences?
No, he hasn't. Is that all? I'd like to speak to my son.
Are you aware that Jamie's being bullied at the school?
Since when did that become a police matter?
It might have some bearing on what happened today.
Look, it's just taking him a while to settle in. There's nothing wrong with him.
Jamie seemed very concerned about the other kids reading his story. Have you read it?
Well, his teacher gave him a high distinction.
It might be worthwhile having a look at it. It's pretty, bloodthirsty.
What say your literary critics now?
Well, maybe Jamie needs some counselling, some kind of help.
With his mother dying.
She's not dead. My wife and I aren't together anymore.
Any idea why Jamie's telling people that she's dead?
Oh, look, who knows how kids' minds work. It's probably just his way of handling it, I suppose.
Does Jamie have any contact with your wife?
She's still in Queensland. I could give you a number. You could give her a ring if you like, Sergeant.
No, that's fine, Mr. Riggs.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Riggs. We'll let you get back to your son.
No wonder the kid's got problems.
Yeah, I must say things do seem a little odd in there.
Hey, Ross. New South Wales plates.
He said the family lived in Queensland, didn't he?
Hello.
School must have got out early.
What can we do for you?
Can I talk to you?
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah. What's up?
Jamie didn't do anything. It was all Shannon's fault.
You know, I am dying for a cup of tea. You want one?
You weren't even there. You don't know what happened.
We're talking to every kid involved. That's all we're doing.
Shannon's always picking on him.
So you protect him, do you?
I just don't like seeing him get pushed around because he's a bit different.
Different how?
He says weird things sometimes.
Yeah, what sort of weird things?
Just stuff.
I didn't realise you were such good friends with Jamie. What happened to Stephanie and Hannah, the girls you usually hang out with?
I can pick my own friends.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose all your old friends, do you?
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
Hey, anything exciting happened while we were away?
Jonesy!
Haley, survived another crazy day of the school jungle?
Tess?
Yeah?
We're still going to the Imperial for dinner tonight.
Ah, yes.
Can Jonesy come too?
I'm sure Jonesy has other things on.
You're not doing anything tonight, are you, Jonesy?
No plans, no.
Do you want to have dinner with us?
Ooh, hey, Chris, you know we got a star in our midst.
No? Who?
Haley!
Jonesy.
So let me guess, you came up with a cure for the common cold.
Haley's essay was in the top 5 of her class.
Fantastic.
They want me to read it out at the talent night.
Oh, good on you, Haley. That'll be a lot of fun.
So, what's it about?
Oh, nothing.
Wow, that must be a great read then.
It's about this book we read together over the holidays.
It's amazing. It's about this girl and she travels through
Look at
worlds
this,
and
would you?
times.
Perfect bloody family.
What do you want?
I saw your mum last week. Hanging out to see you again.
We don't want to talk to you, Rollo.
Hey, it'd be good to have her home again, eh?
I thought you moved out west.
Yeah, well, I'm back. Come home to see Tina and the kids.
Go away.
Listen, sweetheart.
Leave us alone.
You heard her.
Yeah, okay, no trouble. Plenty of time to catch up later, eh?
So what was all that about?
That's Rollo. I'm gonna go and talk to Chris.
So what's the story with this bloke?
Tina's boyfriend, before she went into jail.
Hayley obviously hates him.
She's got every reason to. He drinks, and he bullies the kids.
But you can't let it go back.
Face it, Dad, you don't trust my judgment.
Oh, how has this suddenly become about your judgment?
Well, why else are you getting involved?
Because it's my job.
You went out to the Rickses' place today. Don't you usually leave that sort of work to your underlings?
No. Look, I thought it would be a good idea to have a chat with Jamie's dad.
I bet he was thrilled to see his kid turn up with a police escort.
His kid attacked another child today.
Jamie said that, has he?
No. And I have to admit that Shannon Hopper's story doesn't quite add up.
Well, that's big of you.
Oh, all right. Can we change the subject, please?
Whenever things get too hard for you, you just want me to shut up.
And you think you can just waltz back into my life out of the blue and say whatever you like?
It always comes back to this, doesn't it? If I don't agree with you, then I'm wrong. It's that simple.
It's not like that at all.
I wanted to talk to you tonight. I don't know why I even bother.
That'll be great.
Great. I'm really in the mood for meeting your girlfriend.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Very nice. And you look very nice as well.
Thank you.
Oh. Grace, this is my daughter, Susan.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you.
Right.
Yeah, Susan's actually one of Nelson's teachers at the high school.
Yes, I know. He's having a great time.
I'll just check the roast.
Tess still not in.
No, it's not like her to be late.
She makes the hard rules. She should live by them.
Sarge, morning.
Oh, hey, I meant to remind you, I've got to leave early today. I've got a dentist appointment.
Didn't sleep well last night.
Not really, no.
Look, Sarge, I was thinking that maybe Ben and I should go and pay Rollo a visit. You know, and persuade him that life could be happier in a different climate, somewhere like Darwin.
So you blokes are going to sort him out, are you?
Or maybe it's the only language he understands.
Is this going to be in or out of police uniform?
Look, I just think Hayley should be safe.
Jones, I really appreciate the thought. You know, I really do, but I'll pass for the sake of both of our careers.
Could someone attend to me?
Oh, I'm sorry. What can I do for you?
I'm here to see the sergeant.
Mrs. Hopper. Shannon. G'day, thanks for coming in. I've heard that you all think Jamie's a bit weird.
Yes, suppose.
What sort of stuff does he get up to?
He's always in the library writing creepy stuff, and he reads weird books.
I told you, he's unbalanced.
I don't think we can pass judgment on Jamie because of what he reads and writes.
So you think it's all right then, do you?
I think we need to stick to the facts.
Shannon, you said that you saw Jamie break the display cabinet.
Yeah,
What did he break it with?
I don't know. His fist?
You also said that he stabbed you with a piece of glass. Is that true?
Yeah, he did.
Jamie doesn't have any cuts on his hands.
This is ridiculous. She is not the crazy one.
These are
I'm not
questions
having
that
this.
need-
I want to speak to your superior.
Sit down, Mrs.
No,
Hopper.
that's fine, Constable.
My daughter is being put on trial here.
From what we've heard, it was Shannon who was attacking Jamie, and it wasn't the first time.
I can understand you wanting to protect Shannon, Mrs. Hopper, but we do need to speak to her.
It's you people who are doing the protecting.
Sorry?
Hayley Fulton is your foster child and Jamie Ricks's friend.
And you're suggesting that's affecting my judgment?
Yes, that's correct. And your daughter is Jamie's teacher, and she seems to think the sun shines out of him.
Is there some sort of official complaint you'd like to be making here, Mrs. Hopper?
I will be looking into that. And I'll also be writing a very strong letter to the Education Department about Miss Croydon's teaching methods. And here's something for free. I'd be keeping a close eye on Hayley if I were you, or she'll be the next one attacked by that Ricks child.
Sergeant, perhaps you'd like to escort Mrs. Hopper back to the interview room.
Did you get it together?
Not quite, but her story got pretty wobbly. Her mother panicked and decided it was time to go home.
So no charges to be laid against the boy?
No evidence. It's a matter for the school.
That New South Wales reg you asked me to check out, the car's registered to a Colin Campbell.
Not Colin Ricks.
No, and before Colin Campbell of New South owned the car, Colin Gould of Perth owned it.
And now Colin Ricks of Mount Thomas is a proud owner. Well, could be coincidence.
Did you run these names through Leap?
Yeah, not a cracker.
I know a bloke in CI in Perth. Leave it with me.
Colin Gould and his family left Perth a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. Did he leave any problems behind him?
He didn't, but his son did.
Jamie would have only been in primary school.
No, not Jamie. Boss, do you remember the name Trent Gould?
Can't say that I do.
Come on, you must remember it.
Oh, my God. The schoolyard murder.
Story goes, a kid by the name of Stephen Hinton was pushing Trent around. One day, Trent had had enough. He picked up a rock and smashed Stephen's skull in.
And Trent Gould is Jamie Riggs.
He was never charged, was he?
No, it happened 3 weeks before his 10th birthday, so he walked away.
What are we going to do?
There's nothing we can do. The law has taken its course.
Well, shouldn't people be warned?
That's not our job.
Hayley is friends with Jamie Riggs.
I realise that.
So what, we just shut up and hope for the best?
I'm sorry, but we leave this family alone, understood?
Can you guarantee that he won't kill again?
I know he was only 9, but he should have had to answer somehow for what he did.
There's no case to answer when the kid's under 10. You know that.
It just doesn't seem fair, that's all.
We'll never really know what happened in that schoolyard.
Child died.
Yes, and children hit each other all the time.
Something like that happened to one of my kids.
I hope you would behave like a responsible member, Stuart.
But what would it take to make him snap again, boss?
What do you suggest we do? Arrest him? Interrogate him? He's a child. The state makes the laws about the age of culpability. End of story.
We should at least have another word to the father.
I don't see what good it would do.
We could just sound him out. There's other people involved, not just Hayley. Other kids, teachers. We need to keep an eye on this situation, don't we?
It's my fault. All of it. If I'd looked after my son, none of this would have happened. Look, I was a drinker. I was pretty bad. Jamie grew up watching his old man fall over every night, smash the place up. Finally, he snapped.
Has he had any psychiatric counselling?
Yeah, doctors told him to write down all of his feelings.
He's still dealing with a lot of anger if his school essays ain't even go by.
Yeah, I'll put it down on paper than direct it to some other kid, don't you think?
As long as he understands the full implications of what he did to Stephen Hinton.
He understands. People make sure of that. My wife couldn't handle it anymore. Left us.
Is that why you left Perth?
They hunted us down. It's not like you can forget what happened.
The question is, how will Jamie react next time he's being bullied?
I'll be there for him. We'll get through it together.
Well, I'll be keeping a close eye on him, Mr. Riggs. If I have any concerns about his behaviour, I will act.
Yeah, well, you have to do what you have to do. He killed another child. I can't do anything to fix that. But how long does my son have to pay?
Hayley! Hayley!
What are you doing here?
Oh, I wasn't sure if I gave you lunch money.
Yeah, $5.
Right. So, how's your morning been?
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
Biology. Dead mice?
Right. So you're still hanging out with Jamie?
Yeah, he's my friend.
Where are your other friends?
He didn't attack Shannon. She's full of it.
Hayley, there's something I've got to...
Here. There you go.
You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, but I know you like that one, so... Hello, Sergeant Gallagher.
Hi, Jamie.
Is there a problem?
No, everything's fine. Oh, I'd better get going.
Yeah, see ya.
Look after yourself, okay?
I take it you've been talking to Glenys Hopper.
How did you know that?
She was on the phone this morning, said there's a violent kid at the school, cops aren't doing anything, it's a matter for council.
She likes going straight to the top.
Is there any truth in what she's been saying?
No.
What do you want?
I want your assurance that Hayley and Darian are going to be safe with you.
It's none of your business, copper.
If you hurt either of those kids, you'll have to deal with me.
It's going to be out of your hands.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong, you see. Tina and me were taking the kids up to Townsville. I got a job up there.
You can't do that.
Going to stop us?
What about Tina's parole conditions?
Parole officer's okayed it. So what do you reckon? You think Hayley's going to love Queensland?
And your name?
You okay?
I just ran into Rollo at the pub.
And what did he have to say for himself?
He and Tina are taking the kids to live in Townsville.
You're kidding.
Sarge, report of a kid smashing up a fence in Hartley Street.
That's the Rix's Street.
Boss?
Hey!
Jamie!
What's going on?
It's all right, son. We're not going to hurt you.
What's wrong, Jamie?
Leave me alone.
Take it easy. It's all right. I'm not mad. I just want to know why.
Why don't you ask her? She knows. She came to the school and told Hayley what I did. And she was telling her stuff, then she left, and Hayley said she was going to go hang around with her girlfriends. And I said, it's because of what I did, isn't it? It's because I killed Stephen.
This is your idea of being discreet, is it?
I didn't say anything to Hayley.
You went to the school and told her she couldn't play with Jamie anymore.
That's not what I said to her.
You obviously said enough to send this kid into a total panic.
All right. I did go out there to tell her.
Directly against my instructions.
But I didn't do it, boss. I thought, what if it was an accident? Am I going to spoil this kid's chances of starting a life again?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Is it true what Jamie said? That he killed somebody?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
I couldn't, Hayley. You know that.
I can keep a secret.
This is different. This is Jamie's secret.
You still should have told me.
I ran into Rollo again today.
What did he want?
He and your mum are going to make a fresh start when she gets out. You're all going to be moving to Townsville.
Townsville?
Right. You don't have to go back.
Yes, I do. Have to look after my brother. And my mum.
And who's going to look after you?
I'll be all right.
I don't want you living with Rollo.
If he gives any of us a hard time, I'll deal with him.
What, by belting him over the head with a lump of wood, like last time?
Someone had to stand up to him.
He could have killed you. I've been thinking about adoption.
What?
I love you. And...
You love me?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Adoption.
What do you think?
You won't win. The court will almost certainly return her to a natural mother.
Even if her natural mother's got a violent boyfriend?
I don't like it any more than you do. Tess, I'm just trying to be realistic. And how's it going to be for Hayley, watching you and her mother slug it out for custody? Have you thought about that?
I'm not trying to take her away. Tina can see her as much as she likes. I just don't want Rollo anywhere near her.
Well, if you're going to go ahead with this, you better get yourself the best lawyer you can afford.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll do what I can, of course. God knows what.
Look, it is going to be hard, I know that. But I'm doing the right thing for both of us.
Jonesy.
Oh, g'day, kiddo. What's doing?
Is Tess around?
No, she's in with the boss. Coming through. You okay?
Yeah.
You look a little bit down in the dumps.
Everything's changing.
With your mum coming home?
Tess wants to adopt me.
How do you feel about that?
I have to go back.
Well, you don't want to stay with Tess?
Yeah, of course I do, but
But you think you should be with your family?
yeah.
Have you told Tess this is how you feel?
I will.
Do you want me to talk to her?
No.
She loves you, Hayley.
don't know.
There you go. Ah, Hayley Fulton. How's she doing?
Well, if you let me finish marking her test, I'll know.
Oh, she's a good kid. Bright, by all accounts.
Yeah.
Tess is doing a great job with her.
Dad, is there something you want to say?
I know it's none of my business, but Jason left another message this afternoon.
You told me. I'll get back to him.
It's the 5th in 2 days. I don't mean to pry, but you arrive here out of the blue to teach at the high school and your boyfriend's ringing morning, noon and night, and you seem to be ignoring him. I'm just concerned that everything's all right.
Well, it's not. Jason and I are through.
I'm sorry.
I've been meaning to sit down with you, but we've both been so busy. Who's that?
Right, dear. Just a sec. Grace, come on in.
Yeah, Tom, I need to talk to you.
I'll leave it to it.
Oh, no. It's actually better if you stay here, Susan. It's probably good if you hear this. I've just come from a Mothers Club meeting. Glenys Hopper has announced to everybody that apparently we have a child murderer in the school.
What?
So is it true?
Look, I really can't discuss this.
Glenys is telling everybody that it's Jamie Ricks.
Oh, why can't she leave this kid alone? Dad?
So it's true. Jamie's really this Trent Gould.
Glenys Hopper does not have the right to be saying anything.
Oh, no, I absolutely agree with that, but Nelson's in his class. I need to know what's going on.
So do I.
Did she say where she got the story?
Well, it's all over the school, apparently.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go out.
Hang on. How about explaining exactly what's going on?
I will, but I need to talk to Colin Ricks first. Excuse me.
All I'm asking is that you leave my son alone.
And let him attack my daughter again.
He didn't do anything to your daughter.
Oh. Well, you're finally going to do something, Tom
Yes,
Croydon.
I'm asking you to leave Mr. Ricks and his son alone.
Ask away. I'm not going anywhere. You've got 2 options. You can keep your son out of our school or face the consequences.
What consequences?
I'm organising a concerned parents group. We're not going to stand for it.
Neither am I. Leave immediately.
We're going to make your life hell. By the time we finish with you, your son's... Don't you touch me!
Dad, what's going on?
Just slow down. You're trespassing, Mrs. Hopper. Leave now.
You haven't heard the last of this.
Sorry I had to hear that.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Glenys Hopper does not make the rules in this town.
Oh, you think so? Every town's got a Mrs. Hopper. They run places like this.
You've got to stand up to her.
Jamie won't be able to go to school tomorrow. There'll be a parents' action group waiting outside the gate to meet us.
He can go to school. I'll make sure of it.
I think I can give you a better life. That's all I'm saying.
But my mum needs me.
I know what that's like. I'm going to look after someone who should be looking after you.
You turned out all right.
No kid should ever have to put up with that. Getting home from school, filthy house, no food in the fridge, little sister screaming.
But my mum's not like that.
I used to make excuses for my mum too. But the truth of the matter was she would rather spend her money on booze than food for us kids. I want things to be different for you. And they will be. I promise. You gotta trust me on this one. Okay?
Sergeant Croydon.
How are you today, Jamie?
Just remember what we talked about. Any sign of trouble, you back off, all right?
Dad, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do it.
Just give it a go.
I'm hoping she isn't too boring today. I'll see you at lunchtime then. I'm busy at lunch.
What's wrong, Hayley?
Nothing.
Oh, boss, what are you doing here?
I told Jamie Ricks he could go to school today. I'm here to make sure he does.
What's going on?
Some of the kids overheard him telling Hayley about Stephen Hinton.
And everybody knows.
Glenys Hopper's making sure they do.
All right, guys, time to cough up. $5 each.
What for?
But we're out of coffee and biscuits and the kitty's empty.
Well, can you get some decent biscuits this time?
Yeah, well, when you do the shopping, you can buy what you want.
Sorry, Joe, I'm sure I had a 20. I'm going to have to owe you.
Sarge, I just had the principal from Mount Thomas High on the phone. She needs to see you.
There's something wrong?
No, nothing like that. She just wants to talk to you about Hayley.
I need $5.
Sergeant Gallagher, I have some new evidence that has bearing on the assault of my daughter.
Mrs. Hopper, I'm on my way out, but I'm sure someone else can look after you.
How can I help you, Mrs. Hopper?
What the hell did you do this for? What, no reason? It just happened?
I don't know.
Where'd you get the paint from?
Shop?
Well, you didn't have any... Did you take money from my wallet?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm sick and tired of you not listening to me.
Friend, you're not going to get away with it. You think you can change your name and move to another town and everything will be all right?
Excuse me, sir.
Murderer!
Right, just settle down or I'm going to have to arrest you.
Oh, he's still got the cops protecting him, has he?
What's your name, sir?
Bruce Hinton.
Do you have any kids at this school?
No.
Then you got no right to be here.
I've got every right. You don't get it, do you?
Get what?
He killed my son. That little bastard killed my son!
Senior Constable Stewart, can you please show Mr. Hinton through to the interview room?
Yep.
What's going on?
Bruce Hinton, father of Stephen Hinton, tried to attack Jamie in the schoolyard.
What's he doing here?
He wants the world to know what's happened to his son.
Afraid he's not the only one, Sarge.
Mrs. Hopper?
Yeah, she produced this. Reckons Jamie used it to wrap around his hand when he attacked Shannon with the glass.
So her story now is that the whole incident was premeditated.
Yeah.
We're still going to have to send that through forensic.
Yeah, OK, I'll get onto it.
I'll come in with you. I want to hear what Hinton has to say for himself.
In 3 more weeks, that boy would have been 10 years old and he would have been charged with murder as an adult.
Yes, we know.
How did you know Jamie and his father were here?
Same way I found them in Queensland and in New South Wales. Private detective.
Expensive exercise?
I can afford it.
Mr. Hinton, are you sure this is the best way of dealing with your grief? Have you seen someone to talk this through?
No, I leave it to my wife. My wife has been in and out of psych wards since we lost Stephen. Got any suggestions as to what I should do about that?
We're not pretending to understand what you've been through. You've got to leave the Rixes alone.
I'm not going to leave anyone alone. I'm not going to let anyone forget what happened to our son.
Everywhere we go, Hinton turns up.
You can apply for an intervention order.
That's not going to stop him.
How's Jamie coping?
Oh, he's at home, hiding in his room.
What are you going to do?
What we always do. Move on, find somewhere else to live.
Look, it's not up to me to advise you on the best thing for your son.
Why not? Everyone else does. Everyone thinks they got the right answer. The thing that's going to solve this whole bloody nightmare.
What do you want for Jamie?
A second chance. And time. Time to make some new friends. Have a childhood.
And maybe it's time to make a stand. For his sake. What are you going to face in the next town? The same problems. If Hinton doesn't get to you, someone will eventually recognise Jamie. What are you going to do then? Are you going to keep running?
Dunno. What would you do, Sergeant?
I'd stay.
Very sure of yourself.
You got to fight back.
Easy for you to say.
You think this piece of paper's going to stop me?
You're ordered not to go within 500 metres of Jamie Rix or his father. If you do, you'll be arrested for breaching that order.
Arrest me for littering.
Everything all right here?
Yeah, everything's fine, Chris.
Just explaining Mr. Hinton's rights and obligations.
What about your obligations? You're supposed to incarcerate murderers, not protect them.
Just obey the order,
That
sir.
kid's going to get what's coming to him. Nothing's going to get in the way of that.
Don't threaten us, Mr. Hinton.
No threats, mate. I'm more interested in action. Got that?
Maybe I should give him his marching orders.
No, I'd prefer to know where to find him.
Oh, boss, got a prelim report from forensics on Mrs. Hopper's bit of evidence.
And?
Well, the substance on that rag was animal blood. She probably raided their fridge for supplies.
She's a desperate woman.
Fabricating evidence is not going to help the situation.
Sarge, that was Colin Rix. His car's been vandalised.
What happened?
Someone drove past and threw a can of red paint at it.
When was this?
About 15 minutes ago.
Well, we can forget Bruce Hinton.
And he also asked me to tell you that he's going to take Jamie to the talent night tonight.
Well, we're going to need a presence there tonight. Any volunteers?
I'll be there anyway. Hayley's ready your essay.
Yeah, me too. Anyone else?
And now let's get back to the great music of the voice of the Gold West, 3SD.
We haven't really talked about what happened today.
If you hadn't have hassled Jamie, nothing would have happened.
I'm talking about the graffiti, actually.
Right.
Just wondering why you did it, that's all. Is it because you're unhappy about what's happening with Jamie? Or is it about your mum and Rollo?
What do you care?
That's not fair, Hayley.
Sorry.
Have it your way, then.
Together we will plunder and together we will die. We'll scour along the valleys and we'll gather all the plains and scorn to live in slavery, bound down by iron chains.
Thank you, choir. As a further example of excellence, we now have some readings of the best essays from our Year 8 class, starting with Hayley Fulton.
Summer. Usually I hate summer because it gets so hot and people get really angry with each other. But this summer was different because I got to stay with my foster mum, Tess Gallagher. Tess isn't an angry person on the outside. She's the kind of person who wants everything to be perfect. That used to annoy me. But now I know it's because of what happened with her mum. Tess had to look after her mum and she had to look after her little sister. Tess's mum was an alcoholic and her dad was a junkie.
Hayley, okay, thank you. Okay, time for another song from our choir.
Hey. Do you want me to follow?
No, I'll go.
Hayley, how'd it go?
Hayley, wait!
What's going on, Brooke?
Oh, don't ask.
Tom Croydon. Not like you to attend our gatherings.
Colin Ricks and his son are in that hall. You wouldn't want to breach that intervention order, would you, Mr. Hinton?
This is a public meeting and I have a legal right to attend.
It's a kid's concert, for God's sake, and I strongly advise you not to disrupt it.
Thanks for the advice. Now you're going to let us in?
Why do you want to hurt me?
It's just the truth.
Oh, don't play games with me, Hayley. You know exactly what you were doing out there tonight.
I wanted everyone to know you're not perfect either.
So you thought you'd humiliate me in front of the whole town?
You're always on about my mum not being good enough. You think you're better than us, but you're not. You're just the same.
Hayley, don't go in.
Get off me! I'd rather live with Rollo than with you.
Was Rollo going to treat you better?
At least he doesn't lie about who he is. At least he isn't a loser like you.
Oh, Hayley, I'm sorry.
Get away from me.
Thank you very much, choir. Our next reading is from Ella Rogers, and she's written about her family's trip to the Northern Territory.
Attention, everyone!
Mrs. Hopper, this is a night for the students.
As some of you are aware, we have a serious problem in our community. A criminal is living amongst our children.
Why are you doing this?
Your son is a murderer.
Right, this is over now.
Just leave us alone.
So you can just get on with your lives. Get off me.
Come with me, please.
This is justice.
Shut up!
That kid is bloody mad. He should be locked up.
I'm so sorry.
The police obviously can't contain this situation, but we can. Ow!
I want you to come outside with me now.
Oh, that's right. Let's not talk about what's really happening here.
What gives you the right to take the high moral ground?
Someone has to.
You lied to the police today. You've accused Jamie Ricks of something he didn't do.
I don't have to listen to this.
Why don't you tell everybody how you falsified evidence? Are you all happy to let this woman speak for you?
I am not a murderer.
Well, what are you? Small-minded, self-righteous, prepared to lie to get your own way?
stand for this? Are you going to sit there and let him bully me into silence? Are you?
Well, thanks for the lift.
That's okay. Why don't you come back to my place? We can have a talk.
Actually, Susan wants to have a chat.
Right. I'll call you tomorrow.
Bye. You were amazing, Dad.
Oh, rubbish.
I don't know about you, but I could do with a drink.
Yeah, all right. You want me to drive?
Yep. Dad, look out!
Susan. Susan. Susan, you all right? Help me! Somebody help me!